Alright, we have a game here against Starter Deck Crocodile. Starter Deck Crocodile is another deck that gets a big buff from set 4, so I do expect we'll be seeing more Crocodile in the set 4 format. Let's see how we can do with the green-purple Doflamingo. So we're just going to swing for 5, play the Nami, and search. Already have a turn 3 play, so I think I'm just going to take the Shiki. Got 2 Dawn up, but I don't think we'll be needing to use the Hell's Judgment here. So we'll see what our opponent does. I'm gonna put 1 Dawn, swing 6. I think we'll just counter with the Shiki we grabbed. I'm gonna get too low just yet. And then they're just gonna 3000 Worlds, the Nami, which is a little annoying. Would have liked to get another search off with that. So now I think we'll just swing 6 and then play the Diamante. I think is going to be the play here. Just have a blocker, so not allow them to swing a5 right now. So see what they've got cooking here now. Going to be a 7k swing we will take. Not going to use the trigger there. Rest. I'm going to play Crocodile. So that's a little annoying, just a big body. Don't have anything to deal with it. So let's start with a 7k swing here. I think we can do another 7 with a leader and then play the Guild Tesoro. So maybe they got a trigger here. No. Oh, they do. They bounce the Diamante, which is annoying. I do still think we're going to play the Guild Tesoro, get us some card draw next turn. Get 10 Dawn so we can use it pretty freely. Fortunately, the Crocodile is a 5 cost, so we can't use Punk Gibson here. I think I'll just give him the Diamante. Don't think I'll be playing that next turn. Would have been nice if it could stick last turn, but unfortunately not the case. Still got 9 Dawn, so maybe we're looking at a Mihawk, which would really stink. Maybe I should have kept the Diamante after all. So they do have the Mihawk. So looking a little hairy for us right now. Could play the Doflamingo, lock down the 2. Still gonna have the Mihawk, but at least now they've only got 1 big attack, so there shouldn't be any rush, so we shouldn't be able to lose next turn, but they still have 2 life, so I don't think we'll be able to win next turn either. But maybe if they aren't able to play many characters here, we'll be able to hang on for another turn. We're going to take the 12. And then they've got Ivanka with the Luffy, which is really bad for us. I'm at no life. Now they've got 5 attackers. Let's swing 10. Probably take, which they do. Could try and get another hit through. But if I'm attaching my Dawn, I won't get the restand with the leader effect. And none of their things are 4 cost or lower, and I don't have a blocker. So I feel like I almost have to play another 10 drop here. And then they'll only have the Ivankov and Luffy. Got 5 2Ks. And Hell's Judgment. So the Judgment would bring them both down to 4, assuming no Dawn are attached. If they split it 5 and 5, that'll bring them down to 9. And I wouldn't have enough. I'd need 1 more card with counter. I have the right amount of counter, but they're all stuck on 2Ks. I'd need 2 1s or another 2. I still think that's the best play here. Hope maybe they play something instead. We'll swing 5. If they put everything on either of them, we also live. The math doesn't change really, but we don't need to have the counter split now, so having them all on 2Ks doesn't matter. So we're gonna have to hope they either play something or put everything on one character, because if they split it and make 2 12s, we lose. Let's see what they do. Okay, so they are putting everything on, so we should be fine now. We can play the Judgment, so that will give -3. So the Luffy won't be able to attack now. And then Waka will be down to 14. And then we should have just enough counter. Yeah, we go to 15. And now they are tapped out, and their Luffy is at 4, so they can't attack there. Opponent saying GG's, so they must not have much counter left in hand, and they just leave and disconnect. But so that was a really good game there. Definitely a very close one. Opponent had good board control at the beginning, so I wasn't really able to establish anything early, and had to rely on the 10 drops to keep me in it. So good showcasing of what the 10 drop Doflamingo is capable of. Let's get into another game. All right, we've got a matchup against Katakuri. Katakuri, I think, got a lot better in set 4. Got some new cards that I definitely think helped out a lot. They got the blocker Sanji. They got couple new 2Ks actually, a new Big Mom type one, and then the Capone, which is one of the best 2Ks in the game, especially for yellow, with a really powerful trigger effect. So I definitely think Katakuri is gonna make more of a showing in the set 4, but we'll see. Still got another month before launch, and then we'll have to see what happens during the events, but I definitely think it has more room to perform now. So we have Nami, which is what we want to see. And play that on turn 2 and get the search off. No plays currently. Don't think we'll probably just take the hit here. Don't know how Doflamingo does into Katakuri. Doflamingo's a little slower and a little grindier, but if they get their 10 drops out, I don't know. I feel like we probably can't keep up with that, but we will see. We're gonna put 1 and swing 7. I think I'll just take the 7. No point in using the Gibson just yet. No point in using the Hell's Judgment. Put us back on our Dawn, which we don't want to do. So look at their life. So leave it on the top. They've probably got a good trigger there. Do another Guild to Sorrow. Would rather that been another counter, but we do draw another dropper, which is nice. And then we can search with the Nami. Probably take, right? You're left on top, so I assume there's something good there. We got the Sanji. We'll just play. We can grab Luffy. Don't really have anything to play off the Luffy though. Nice to have it. Get another search with Nami next turn and hopefully find something, either an Uta or a Zoro. If they attack with Katakuri, well, now they've got a blocker. They are just going to attack with Katakuri, though. No, I can't play the Gibson here. I was initially thinking I could rest the Sanji, but now they've got the Brule, so I might just rest that and attack it next turn. Do trigger. We do get a Gibson, but I'm just going to keep it. Now, if they attack with the Sanji, I think I will Gibson. Just rest the Brule. Maybe you should have done that on the Katakuri attack, but I was okay taking that one. They are going to attack, though, so let's just rest. So now we can attack the Brule. Draw a card off Nami, unless we whiff. Yeah, there's the Uta, that is nice. And then we can attack the Sanji, get a card out of their hand, and play Guild Tesoro. Against yellow, I try and control the board as much as I can early, because we don't want to give them too many triggers in the early game, and then just try and outvalue them early. But we'll see how it goes. We definitely have hand advantage right now, which is good. And once we have, oop, I forgot to play the Tesoro. So I might have just thrown the whole game there. So they do have the Randolph. That is the replacement for Yamato, essentially. And now I think I do have to Gibson, rest of the Sanji. That was bad. Definitely should probably turn back on that feature to prevent myself from doing that in the future. It would be a lot nicer if I had the Guild Tesoro right now. Probably wouldn't have used his effect, but just left him on the board and swing, draw with Nami, play Luffy into Uta this turn, I think. We've got the spider web, so that does leave us a potential to use the Uta effect twice. I am just going to swing with the Nami for 7 instead, because I want the Guild Tesoro next turn, because then I can start using it to draw. They have a Thunderbolt, which is annoying. So opponent has some good triggers so far. That's a Thunderbolt and a Sanji. Yeah. Would have still KO'd probably the Nami or Tesoro because of the Thunderbolt, but would have been real nice if we had the Luffy and Uta out now already. Even maybe the Zoro, if we start with Nami first. Oh well. We still have hand advantage, so there's some hope. Don't think I can use the Hell's Judgment this turn, though. But I might have to. Just take. Could trigger. But I'm going to save it. I'm just going to go down to 0. Hope I can rely on my blockers. So just gonna swing 5. Counter. And then another Sanji from hand. So I think we have to play Luffy now. If they didn't play anything, it would have been sick if they could have played down the Dofi. But that is not the case. So it left it top again, so I'm assuming they have another good trigger. I think we play the Luffy with the Uta. And then put 1 onto Zoro, swing 7. Maybe swing 5 with leader first. Play Luffy. So if they have a Thunderbolt, maybe swing with Zoro first. Could try and clear the Randolph. Get another card. Because if there is something good in their trigger, we don't want them to have it. Let's do that. Another 10 drop and a Nami. Surely they have counter. Don't expect this to go through. Though. Down to 3. Maybe I swing 7 instead of leaving the extra Dawn up. Deny the life a little longer. Could also just attack the pudding. We'll go life. As a trigger character, they're going to be down to 2. It is a Parasparrow. We should be able to rest at least 1 with the Uta. Unless they play a Thunderbolt from hand. But if they play a Thunderbolt from hand, I think we're pretty happy. Could still play the Gibson, rest their blocker, and potentially even go for game after that. So I don't think that would be the play for them. Got 4 bodies. I'm gonna start with an 8. So we can block with Uta, Spiderweb, restand Uta, and rest the Randolph. Though we won't be able to play 10 drop if we do this. So maybe I should have been more careful about that. It is something I pointed out in the deck profile. Uta and Gilda Zoro both really good, but we do kind of want to stay on 10 Dawn. I think I have to though, like just rest the Randolph. Could even Gibson rest the Sanji. So there we go. Uta blocking 3 characters essentially. So that's cool. If they swing big with the Katakuri, we'll just have to chump with the Luffy. We do have another Uta we can play next turn. Play the Nami. Also have the Diamante, so we've got blockers. I think we're going to have to try and clear the Randolph, though. I feel like we're not going to be able to play 10 drop anymore. We need to keep cards in our hand and just try and outvalue our opponent at this point. They're working with very limited resources right now, so if I can clear their board, we might be okay. They are just swinging 8. Don't have access to the rush right now, so we're just going to block and counter. Yeah, what, another Randolph maybe? Okay, now they're going in with the pudding. Didn't think about that. So we will have to counter out of this. I think we'll give him the chopper and Diamante. I think Uta is more valuable right now. We are kind of bricked on counter though. Yeah, if we were at 10 Dawn, it'd be such a good position for us, I think. Though we do gotta be careful because they could trigger another character out of life. But this time they did move their life to the bottom. So there's a chance they bricked. Or it's not brick necessarily, but it's not a character. Still got 2 life to get through. Let's attack the Sanji. Probably let him go, I would assume. I don't know that I want to attack the Parasparrow, but yeah. Let's hope it's not a character. Okay, not a character or a Thunderbolt. If it was a Thunderbolt, that would have been bad. Could have murdered the Uta. Still got 2 Dawn. So we're going to have 4 Dawn for events. So we've got the Spider Web and the not Venom Road, Hell's Judgment. And we've also got 2 2Ks and 2 1Ks. They are going to kind of curry. Don't know that that was the move. They were going to kind of curry. I almost feel like they should have healed themselves. Maybe put pudding in there. I think we just take it. I mean, I don't really mind being at 0. Gonna swing 6. So they're gonna swing 7. I think it's better to block and counter. Yeah, that only gives 2 cards. We'll leave the sugar in hand just in case they maybe have another. They put the Sanji to the bottom. So I think now we gotta go for game. Swing 7. Well, I guess maybe I should swing with the Nami first. Probably don't need to search since I have to go for game. We will. We whiff, so we shouldn't have. If they give us 2 cards here. Okay, so they take it. I think we swing 7. And then draw. And now if they counter this, we'll only have 3 cards. We can put everything else on the Luffy, and that should guarantee the game. Opponent is slow playing a little bit here, so maybe they've got something cooking. I don't think there's any way out of this now. Because if they counter out of this, the most they could have is 11. Got 5 Dawn left, so I can swing 12 with Luffy and then still have the leader swing as well. They are going to counter with 2 2s. We'll just swing 7. And then a looks like they've just got the 2, so that's going to be the game. So, despite my horrid misplay, not using my Dawn on turn 3, we managed to stay in it. Gonna ask for a rematch, so we'll give it to them. We're gonna choose to go second. It's a pretty good curve we have, though we don't have much counter. So hopefully we can draw some here shortly. We've got the Luffy into the Uta. We've got our 10-drop. We've got our Nami Searcher. So feeling pretty good, I think. I think this is a good matchup to showcase. It will probably be one that we see a lot in the set 4 meta. Curry's been a popular deck in set 3 and will continue to be popular into set 4. And Doflamingo is definitely shaping up to be one of the more popular decks. Not going to trigger that. Unfortunately, we are drawing a lot of non-counter cards, so this could get rough. We need Nami to find a 2K here. Oh, I got a cracker. Oh, no counter. This might be a swift L for us. Man, their triggers have been nuts. Last game they had what? Arrow, Sparrow, Sanji, Thunderbolt. They're just gonna Thunderbolt the Nami. Oh, this is bad. At least they're not behind on life, so they can't get the double attack with the cracker. That would be real bad, so we are gonna have to take this one, I think. And it's only a 1K. Swing 6. Hope for a 2K, I guess. We gotta take this one too. I don't even, like, I could use the spider web, but that feels so bad. Another dead card. I think I'm gonna give him the sugar and the Zoro. Oy. Yeah. They did have to burn a life, so at least there's that. I definitely think we need to go for board here. We could swing 7 at the cracker, but we'll play the Ucha, but I don't think that's good enough. I could leave up the funny, play the Nami. Let's just attack the Sparrow and hope they let it go. So we can play the Nami, not use the action, get 2 Dawn back. And now when they attack with either the Sparrow or the cracker, we can KO the one that's attacking and rest the other. So that's kind of cool. Oh, this is awful. Truly terrible. I think I have to give him a life. I don't think I can afford to go to 0 with what's in my hand. And if that's a 2K, it's gonna feel so bad. And I rarely give my opponent life when they play the Big Mom, but I think it's necessary here. So we're gonna take. Alright, now we can play. I believe we rest first and KO. Nice that they did it that way, so that they don't get the card off the Sparrow. So I think we can attack Sparrow with Nami. We'll draw some counter. And then we can play Luffy and Uta together. I think we attack. Maybe we just go for life. Gotta start at some point. We'll have the Uta to potentially arrest the Sparrow. We've got the spider web. Not feeling great about this one. Still don't have much counter in hand. We've got 4 dead cards. Doflamingos could be good here soon, though. We're on 8. So I don't even know that we can afford to use Uta's effect. We might just have to chump with Uta, because I think we're gonna have to play Doflamingo. Okay, they're going for the Nami. We can let Nami go. I don't know why they went for the Nami there. I think if they went for life, I don't know if we chump block. I don't know what we do. If they go for life, they're gonna. I think they're attacking. So they're attacking with everything here. So they're gonna go 7/7, or that's 6/7. So we 2K that. I think here we need to block with Luffy, counter out, and then jump with Uta, so we still have the spider web. Then I have no counter really. I still think that's probably right, because if I block the other way around, I don't have a 2K. We'll block, and then we'll swing 9. We can chump with Uta. And I don't think we can afford to attack life, because if they get a trigger, I think we just lose. But what we can do is we can attack the pudding and then lock down the other characters. It does suck that we are losing pudding, though. Or not the pudding, the Uta. But we couldn't afford to use the action. The only valid target was the pudding, so if they attacked our life there, we needed to also use the spider web, which could have been bad. I'm going to attack the life. Hope they don't trigger a character. They don't. We play Doflamingo. If we do, oh man. So now I think we have to play the Luffy with the Uta. Was really counting on that not being a trigger. I feel like their triggers have been kind of insane. Could search, but I don't think there's any point. We're just gonna have to pass. We are at 10 now, though. So we can use Uta's effect here. We're probably going to have to use Uta twice. So we can... I think we have to block with Uta. Though we could just win a Fiesta this one. So we'll do that. Again, I don't know why they're going for my board. I definitely think we lose if they just keep swinging life. If they swing life, I would use the Uta. So we're still going to get to use the Uta here. I think we use the Uta here. We can rest the one that can attack. And then spider web. So now all they have left is the Big Mom. We'll have to chump with the Big Mom, I think. Or chump the Big Mom with the Uta. Rest the Sanji. And then they don't have access to rush, so he could attack or try and clear the Luffy's, or with the Luffy's, and play the 10 drop. We've got no counter here though. We've only got 1k. So let's attack the Sanji. They let it go. Do I... Maybe I attack the Paro Sparrow. I don't know. They did move the life to the bottom, so we'll attack. Hopefully it's not a trigger if they choose to take it. If it is, I think we do just lose. Okay, they do counter. Great. We'll lock down their board. They shouldn't have anything that has a rush. So they're going to play Brule. And then they're going to pass. Okay, so no good attackers either there. So we'll attack 5 at life. The counter. We'll go 10. Okay, no trigger. They move the last one to the bottom, so I'd assume that's no trigger either. I do have 7k in counter now. So even if it is a trigger, they can't, if I leave up one blocker, they can't put everything on it because I can block the, they'd need to put at least 6. Probably, they need to be put at least 7, or yeah, 7 on the Brule because I have 8. Okay, so they take. There is no trigger. We can't attack with the Luffy though, because then they can just put everything on the Brule and we lose. So we are going to have to play the Doflamingo and lock down their board. Still should not have access to Rush. Even if they do, even if they did, we should have been fine. Because they still need to get 2 attacks through and currently only have 1 attacker. So really getting to showcase the power of Doflamingo here. Opponent says GG, so I don't think they've got anything. Definitely think my opponent could have gotten it, but there were a couple times where they went for my board there at the end instead of life. And I think if they just go for life, I lose. I did leave a lot of Dawn up though that one turn, so maybe they were intimidated by that. So they're just gonna pass. We can just swing 9. Maybe they've got the odds and they just let it go through. So good games to my opponent. So very close game there against Katakuri. Good set to my opponent. GG's for sure. So that is Green Purple Doflamingo. Let me know what you think of the deck down below in the comments. Is this a deck you plan on checking out in set 4? What are your plans for set 4? What leaders are you looking at? What changes would you make if you were playing Green Purple Doflamingo? All that down in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. As of now, we're very, very close to 400 subscribers, and I really would appreciate it if we could get to that goal. We'll be doing another giveaway for 2 more starter decks once we do get there. But with that, again, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.